Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived an old woman who made her living by fetching water every day from the nearby river. She would walk to the river with two large pots tied to a long pole, which she carried on her shoulders. One of the pots was perfectly made, always delivering a full portion of water back to her home. The other pot had a small crack in it. By the time the old woman reached her house, nearly half of the water in the cracked pot would have leaked out. This went on for 2 full years. Every day, the woman would bring back 1.5 pots of water to her home. The perfect pot was proud of its accomplishment, always delivering a full pot of water. But the cracked pot was ashamed of its imperfection. It was miserable that it could only deliver half of what it was supposed to. One day, the cracked pot could no longer bear its shame and guilty. As the old woman filled the pots at the river, the cracked pot spoke to her. "I am sorry," the cracked pot said, "because of my flaws can only give you half the water you deserve. I feel like a failure." The old woman smiled gently and said, "Why do you feel like a failure? Haven't you noticed the beautiful flowers along the path to my house? They only grow on your side of the path." The pot was confused. "Flowers?" The old woman nodded and said, "Yes, I've always known about your crack. So I planted flower seeds along your side of the path. Every day as we walk back from the river, you water them without even realizing it for 2 years. I've picked those flowers to decorate my table and bring beauty to my home. Without your flaw, there wouldn't such beauty in my life." The cracked pot was silent, realizing that what it thought was a weakness had actually borne a hidden strength. Its flaw had brought beauty into the world in a way the perfect pot never could. Moral of the story: we all have our flaws and imperfections, but sometimes those flaws can create unexpected beauty and purpose. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we should embrace our uniqueness and recognize that even our imperfections have value. What we may see as a weakness could be the very thing that brings light and beauty to the lives of others.